One day these guys came in for lunch and told my wife that they had just purchased the theater building and they were going to tear it down to get the I-beams out of it. And I wasn't there, but when I got home, Judy told me about it, so I went right straight down to the guy who owned it. Okay. And said, "Hey, you can't do that."
Yeah.
He says, "Why?" He says, it's a liability. He says, "I'm afraid somebody's going to get hurt and sue me." Yeah. And he says, "I'm just tired of taking care of it." I said, "Why don't you sell it to me?" It's just out of the blue.
Yeah.
Okay. I said, "Well, what did they offer you?" And he said, $500. I said, "Well, I think I can come up with $500, which I didn't have.
Yeah.
So I went to my father, and of course my father knew the value of the building, way more than $500, so he didn't balk at all. He gave me $500 on the spot. And I went down and bought it from Louis. Louis Hayden's his name.
Oh.
And so that's how I got into historical preservation.
That is so cool.
That is cool. 1
minute selling a hamburger, the next minute into preserving the historic Main Street of Shawnee. Another interesting story, I'm in there one day and the mayor of Shawnee brings me in this letter. He said, we got this letter and we're not sure what they mean. And it was from the Department of the Interior, U.S. government, Department of the Interior. And he says, well, we knew that you majored in history at Ohio State and you probably knew what they're talking about. So here was a letter by the Department of the Interior informing the village of Shawnee that the whole Main Street was on the National Register of Historic Places. And they didn't know what it meant. I still have that letter. Well, the first thing I did after borrowing the money from my dad, I found 3 other friends willing to share the expense or the loan. And so we formed, I might as well mention their names since you're recording me. His name was Larry Wentz, who's passed away now. Susan Harrison, and John Winenberg. Formed a little organization, and we were all into Tecumseh at the time, reading the book, and the play had just started about that time down in Chillicothe. And knowing that Tecumseh probably came through there several times because the Belfry Trail runs right through Shawnee.
Okay.
And so we decided to name it the Tecumseh Theater after the great Shawnee Indian chief. And so we were able to secure a loan for $5,000 and put the roof on ourselves. We hired a local roofing contractor, had been injured, and so he wasn't able to do anything except maybe direct us. We'd go out on Friday night and round up volunteers at the bars in New Lexington, and we'd go to work on Saturday morning and Sunday. We'd tear off a section, which is about from here to the end of the porch there, on a Saturday, and then on Sunday we would rebuild it. So it was, and the roof was pretty dangerous. I mean, I had friends who walked out and immediately their whole leg would go through the roof.
Oh no.
They did volunteer work on the ground.
Okay, yeah.
And we had to haul everything up with the pulley system. So some of my biggest and strongest guys were down on the ground doing the really nasty work.
Oh
yeah.
Sure.
Lifting that lumber up there. But it was all volunteer. And we worked very hard for it took us 6 weekends.